I hope that you won't misconstrue any of the humor that we use making this video. We're very serious about managing your property. It's just that a lot of this material is very, very dry, and we wanted to do something to spice it up. I am a much better property manager than I am a comedian.
Are you licensed?
Who wants to know?
What George means to say is...
Yes, we're licensed. Every real estate property manager has to be licensed in the state of Nevada. In addition to that, they need to have a permit to manage the property.
We're also members of the National Association of Realtors, Nevada Association of Realtors, Greater Las Vegas Association of Realtors, National Association of Residential Property Managers, National Property Manager Network. What do you charge?
All we can.
Oh, come on, George, you don't really mean that. Fees are always negotiable. Remember, cheaper doesn't mean better. When shopping for a manager, focus more on quality of service rather than price. Each property is different in size, age, and scope of work, so we'll provide quotes when we know what the job will entail. Why do you get to keep the late fee?
Why should you get it? I've got to collect the rent.
George, you can be nice now.
The late fee is really not a profit center for us. We would prefer not to have a late fee and have to collect it. If there's a late fee, it means there's a lot of additional work for us. We've got to prepare the documents. We have to actually hire the constable. Hopefully it won't go this far, but used to offset the cost of filing fees with the court. What qualifies you to manage?
George Trombley has been managing properties since 1991. He has 26 years of experience. Prior to that, he was a member of the United States Air Force and a Cold Warrior, where he learned how to maintain and manage many systems on the aircraft.
I started my maintenance management career in the Air Force, where I managed and fixed airplanes. Transitioning to houses is real simple.
Managing homes was an easy transition, since most homes are never at 30,000 feet, inverted, and being fired upon by enemy houses. What needs to be done to my house?
Making your house move-in ready. I mean, everything in your house that's going to stay there needs to work. The water softener should be full of salt. Dishwasher should be clean. The washing machine should work. Dryer. All of the rooms should be painted a neutral color. No reds and blues and greens and purples. Not everybody's going to like that.
All the carpets shampooed. Everything should be operational, like blinds and lights. The landscape should be trimmed. Show pride in your home.
You're never going to get a second chance to make the first impression.
How long will it take you to find a tenant? And how will you find a tenant?
Finding a tenant can take less than an hour if you're not choosy about what tenant. Finding the right tenant for your house takes a little longer.
Each prospective tenant will be screened as to whether they can pay the rent and if they're the proper fit for the property. We find tenants by advertising your house on many different websites, such as Zillow, Trulo, HotPads, and Realtor.com. At what point should I get a property manager and stop managing the property by myself?
I would recommend that you get a property manager before you lose a lot of money and do something stupid that causes you to get sued.
If you're sick and tired of the way the tenants are taking care of your house, or if you're sick and tired of getting excuses instead of getting rent. Basically, now is a good time for you to get a property manager. What do tenants prefer? Tenants prefer to rent from professional property managers. We provide them ease of paying rent and offer 24/7 service in case of repairs. Property management companies care about the reputation and treat all parties fairly. Tenants are the customer and prefer a hassle-free home. Can I be involved in the tenant selection process?
No.
What George really means to say is, you may to a limited degree. For example, you can specify whether you want your tenants to have pets or a smoking and non-smoking family. You cannot discriminate against federal, state, or local protected classes, such as saying you do not want children. The federal protected classes are listed on the screen. Because of all of this, it's best to leave this task to the professionals. When will I get paid each month?
When it's time to pay you.
That's enough, George. Normally you'll get paid between the 10th and the 15th of each month. However, there could be a delay if the rent is late. We also wait to make sure that the check has cleared the bank. How informed will I be about what happens with my property?
You'll be as informed as you want to be. Our standard procedure is to send out an emailed copy of each work request we get. If we can make the repair within the scope of our contract underneath our spending limit, we're going to get it done, and you'll just see an invoice at the end of the month for it. If it's beyond the scope of our contract authority, then we'll call you and tell you that repairs need to be made.
Who does the repairs on my property? The tenants have some responsibility to the repairs, such as changing light bulbs and air filters, batteries and smoke detectors.
But we're going to use licensed state contractors for any of the repairs that need to be done. There's a lawsuit that gets filed taking the plumber or the electrician with me because we hired him, and not a brother-in-law is always better.
Can I use my own contractor?
No.
George. We're always looking for qualified and reputable contractors. However, they would have to provide us with proof of liability and workman's compensation insurance and be properly licensed to protect you and us. Even then, we can't guarantee that your contractor would be used for the work. It may be too difficult to coordinate if every homeowner wanted their own contractor. Do you use the cheapest people you can find? No, we do not use the cheapest people around. We use those that are properly licensed and qualified and will perform quality work on your property. When possible, we use multi-tradesmen who bill out much less per hour than a single trade contractor. Do you hold some of my money in reserve for repairs? And if so, how much?
I hold $500 in reserve for each property that I manage, and hopefully that'll be enough. If you want me to pay the HOA fee or the mortgage, I'll do that for you, but I need to hold one mortgage payment and one HOA fee in reserve, in addition to the $500.
How do I know you won't spend my money on large repairs without my approval?
You're going to need to trust your property manager. If you can't trust the person that you have managing your property, you probably shouldn't do business with them. We've got a written contract that says that we can spend $500 for any one item. If it's going to exceed that, it needs to be an emergency, such as water's leaking into the house, or there's been a fire. Something to maintain the habitability or prevent further damage from occurring would be the reasons why we're going to do that. We're just not going to go on out and spend money to spend money.
My brother-in-law was fairly handy. Will you call him when repairs are needed?
No, I would not do that. Everybody we use is a licensed contractor.
We are not willing to expose ourselves to the liability potential created by friends and family members. What if I want to use my own plumber or AC company?
We'd be happy to do that if they're one of our vendors.
We will be happy to invite your favorite vendor to our vendor pool. We cannot guarantee that they'll be dispatched to your home. We already have a stable supply of qualified vendors. If a company you prefer wants to be added to our vendor list, they can contact us. We will interview them and provide them with the proper documentation needed. Our goal is to resolve the repair issue in the timeliness manner possible with the best available vendor. Our professional reputation with both tenants and owners is largely, if not entirely, determined on how well we handle maintenance. Therefore, we follow a practice that is most likely to ensure the best possible results. I want you to use a home warranty for all our covered repairs. Is that okay? No, we do not provide management services where the owner insists on a home warranty company. Our reputation depends on how well we respond to maintenance requests, and home warranty companies do not care about our reputation. Please check www.my3cents.com and review the home warranty company you want to hire to learn why we won't manage if you have a home warranty. My home has a pool. How do you handle that maintenance?
We require that the tenant pay us for the pool servicing company that we want to use and not the one that they want to use. That way there we know that who pays the pool servicing company, that's who there is allegiance to. Any repairs that are caused because of tenant-induced problems like diapers or stuff that get caught in the filter, that's going to be tenants to pay. If something wears out or something is damaged because of just normal wear, then that's a homeowner expense.
BOCA swimming pool standards are used. When do you mail the owner's check and statement?
Never. We never mail the owner's checks and statements.
Checks and statements are not mailed with the United States Post Office. Funds are directly deposited into your account, and statements are available through the owner portal of our website. Hard copies of checks and statements are available for a monthly fee of $10. What bills will you take care of getting paid for me related to my property? We'll pay for your landscaping, trash service, sewer service, and any utilities for free. We can pay your mortgage payment provided that the rent collected each month covers that mortgage payment. We will require you to have at least 1 month's mortgage payment in reserve in addition to the $500 operating reserve. We prefer that you pay your HOA fees because most HOA companies now want to set up automatic payment, and this is not allowed with our trust. We can mail a check. There will be an additional fee for that. What will I receive with my statement each month? Statements will include copies of invoices paid and the following reports.
You're going to receive a cash flow statement, cash flow detail. The cash flow statement will be covering a 12-month period. Expense distribution, work order reports. If there's another report that you'd like to see and it's available in our software, we're happy to provide it. You just need to let us know.
Are there administrative fees or other service charges?
If I have to meet an appraiser on the property because you're refinancing the house, that's got nothing to do with the management, and I'm going to charge you a fee for doing that. And if I have to run to the store to buy an appliance for your house or do something that's out of the ordinary, out of the normal routine, then there's a small charge for doing that.
There are no startup costs. There are fees for stopping payments on checks when necessary and reissuing because of loss. Can Blackbird Realty and Management help sell my property?
Yes, all of our agents are licensed real estate agents and members of the National, State, and Local Board of Realtors. But it's important to know that we primarily concentrate on management and do very little in the way of selling.
What should I do if the tenant contacts me directly? Responsible tenants are assets to both of us and can be the source of referral businesses for us and will be more inclined to take care of your property. Please tell the tenant that you have hired a professional management company to deal with all the details of the property and refer them back to us. We cannot be an effective management company if the tenant communicates around us. Can I go by and view my property?
Yes, driving by is okay, but don't knock on the door and visit with the tenant. That's prohibited by statute.
You will need to make arrangements in advance with the tenant to view the inside of the property. Any visits must be coordinated and you should be accompanied by management. How soon can you get started managing my property?
Yeah, we could start that immediately, but we are going to need to find out more about your property before we decide if we would like to manage it.
Contact us if you have any additional questions. I hope you enjoyed the humor that we've added to these slides. Please know that we are a professional management company and take your wants and expectations very serious.